The Indiana Fever wrapped up their demanding West Coast road trip with a much-needed victory, defeating the Seattle Storm 94-86 on Tuesday night. The win was a collective effort, and the team looked sharp on both ends of the floor. Leading the charge was forward Aliyah Boston, who delivered a breakout performance with a career-high 31 points, asserting herself as a dominant interior presence. Guard Kelsey Mitchell also stepped up in a big way, knocking down 5 three-pointers en route to a 26-point night. The balanced offensive display highlighted the Fever's potential when their stars are firing on all cylinders. However, despite the celebratory mood surrounding the team's win, attention quickly shifted to the ongoing struggles of rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, whose shooting woes have become a significant talking point across the WNBA landscape. Clark, who entered the league as one of the most anticipated rookies in years, has been caught in a prolonged cold streak from beyond the arc that has left fans and analysts puzzled. Against Seattle, she managed just 6 points, shooting 3 of 13 from the field and going 0 for 6 from three-point range. This performance continued a worrying trend, as Clark has now made only 1 three-pointer in her last 23 attempts. Even more alarming is her road shooting percentage from long range, where she's a staggering 1 for 28. These numbers are difficult to ignore, especially considering Clark's collegiate career was defined by her deep shooting ability and fearless scoring. While slumps are common for rookies adjusting to the professional level, the steep drop in efficiency has sparked growing concerns about how she's being utilized within the Fever's system and whether she's being given the support needed to get back on track. Even in the midst of her shooting slump, Clark's overall contributions to the team remain valuable. According to ESPN, she's averaging 12 points and an impressive 9.3 assists per game over the course of her recent struggles. Her court vision, playmaking skills, and ability to run the offense continue to make her a central figure in Indiana's game plan. She often draws multiple defenders, which opens up scoring opportunities for teammates like Boston and Mitchell. In many cases, even when Clark isn't scoring, she's still initiating the plays that lead to points. That said, it's clear that fans expected more from a player of her profile and that some are growing frustrated watching her take a back seat to others offensively, especially when her shooting form isn't being nurtured back to confidence with tailored plays or adjustments. Social media became a lightning rod for those frustrations following the win in Seattle. Fans took to X, formerly Twitter, to voice their displeasure with how head coach Stephanie White is deploying Clark. One clip from the locker room showing White praising other players but not Clark sparked a wave of criticism. Notice nothing positive for CC from the coach in this, one user posted, expressing disappointment that Clark wasn't acknowledged despite her ongoing efforts. Another fan was even more direct in their critique, writing, "Stephanie White lied. She said she was going to get more creative for CC for open shots and set plays. It didn't happen. She is being used. This is on purpose. She is being used to pass and pull the defenders to her so others can score. No set plays for her, but for the others. We will see how many high fives are being given when the arena is half full, and there are no more pay raises." The post reflected a sentiment among some Fever supporters that Clark's high basketball IQ and shooting talent are being underutilized or worse, strategically sidelined in favor of other scoring options. In addition to coaching concerns, fans raised questions about Clark's physical workload and how it might be affecting her shooting mechanics and stamina. Several users pointed out that she's constantly tasked with bringing the ball up the floor, often under intense defensive pressure from opponents who bump, grab, and wear her down before she even crosses half court. CC is getting worn out bringing the ball up every damn time after a made basket while being bumped and grabbed the whole way. Is her quad fully recovered? Asked one fan, referencing the quad injury Clark recently returned from. These observations suggest that Clark may be dealing with more than just a cold streak, that fatigue, physical contact, and lingering recovery could all be contributing to her inconsistent performance. Given the grueling nature of a WNBA season and the spotlight she's under every night, it's possible Clark is facing a level of mental and physical fatigue that even veteran players would find hard to manage. As these frustrations continue to grow, a deeper conversation is emerging around Clark's long-term role with the Fever. While no one is questioning her immense talent, some fans are beginning to wonder if she's being set up for success or simply used as a decoy to benefit the team without consideration for her development as a primary scorer. A small but vocal group of followers has even gone so far as to question her future in the WNBA, not because of her skills, but because of how she's being managed. These are not sentiments rooted in panic, but in concern that the league's most marketable rookie might not be given the right platform to grow, evolve, and eventually dominate as expected. As the season progresses, all eyes will remain fixed on Clark and on the Fever's coaching staff to see whether they adjust their approach or continue down a path that, to some fans, already feels unsustainable. For many observers, Caitlin Clark's current struggles highlight a common yet under-discussed reality for rookie players transitioning into the WNBA. The adjustment is brutal, both mentally and physically. Clark, who spent the past 4 years dazzling college crowds with record-breaking performances and deep-range daggers, now faces defenders who are stronger, quicker, and more tactical than any she faced at Iowa. The speed of the pro game is faster, and the margin for error much smaller. And while Clark's passing game continues to shine, the emotional toll of watching her signature shot betray her night after night is visible not only in her stats but in her body language. It's a difficult lesson that even generational talent isn't immune to tough stretches, and those stretches often come early and harshly. Another factor feeding the fire around Clark's usage is the amount of pressure she faces as the de facto face of the Indiana Fever and arguably the entire WNBA rookie class. From the moment she declared for the draft, media outlets, marketing campaigns, and fans have thrust her into the spotlight. The league's promotion of Clark has brought enormous attention to women's basketball, but with that visibility comes unrealistic expectations. Every performance, whether stellar or subpar, becomes a national talking point. And when her numbers drop, the criticism isn't just about missed shots. It's about whether she's living up to the hype, about whether the league's investment in her has paid off. That kind of scrutiny would weigh on any 22-year-old, let alone one carrying the hopes of a franchise still trying to rebuild its identity. Amid all the chatter, what's often overlooked is how rare it is for a rookie point guard to lead a professional team under this much pressure. Clark isn't just playing alongside veterans, she's expected to direct them, set the tempo, and orchestrate the offense night after night. That role usually falls to seasoned players who've had time to adjust to the physical and mental grind of the league. Yet Clark has been thrown directly into the fire, and while she's managed it admirably in many respects, the wear is beginning to show. Managing turnovers, finding her rhythm, learning when to take over and when to distribute, these are lessons most young guards learn over time. The difference with Clark is that her learning curve is being judged in real time by millions, and every step is magnified by her fame. Still, there's an undeniable resilience in how Clark has handled herself. She continues to show up for media duties, she remains engaged with her teammates, and she hasn't publicly blamed coaching decisions, her injury, or fatigue for her shooting woes. That professionalism is something coaches and teammates have quietly praised. And her impact off the court, drawing record-breaking crowds, generating national media interest, and raising the Fever's visibility, is impossible to ignore. While some fans may focus on her shot not falling, others recognize that Clark is still laying the foundation for what could be a legendary career. The road is just rockier than expected. Ultimately, the coming weeks could prove pivotal. As the Fever return home and begin to recalibrate their game plan, questions will remain about whether they can strike a better balance between Clark's development and the team's overall needs. Will coach Stephanie White tweak the offense to free up Clark's shot more consistently? Will the coaching staff reduce her ball handling burden to conserve her energy for scoring opportunities? Or will Clark simply fight through this slump the way so many stars before her have, by trusting her instincts, staying patient, and letting the game come back to her? Regardless of how it unfolds, Caitlin Clark's current chapter is shaping into one of the most compelling storylines of the WNBA season, not because it's flawless, but because it's real, raw, and ultimately a reminder that greatness is forged in adversity.